Hello and namaste everyone. Thank you very much for taking time to tune in. This is our 15th episode of the 16 episode series that we have been doing called To Be Free, the solutions for, of course, our health, happiness and harmony through ancient healing Sookshma Meditation. We have been, of course, talking on different things and also doing some amazing practice of Sookshma Meditation, and I hope you have been having a great journey so far. In today's episode, we'll talk about a very important aspect which comes across all these ancient wisdom traditions, specifically talking about one of the biggest hurdles, of course, in realizing health, happiness and harmony, and also in the path of self-realization. And that biggest hurdle is the great Maya. Maya is a Sanskrit word which translates to illusion, or something that does not exist, or something that we take it to be real even though it is not real. So let's destroy the delusion created by the Maya, the illusion of this world. So what exactly is Maya? How to overcome that is what we're going to discuss in this episode. The great ancient sage Adi Guru Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, has given this very powerful line. He said, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. What does that really mean? Brahman means that pure consciousness is Satya. Satya is absolute truth. So he's saying this Brahman or pure consciousness is absolute truth or real. Whereas Jagat is Mithya. Jagat is the world that we see and perceive with these five senses is Jagat. Jagat means the one that comes and goes, which is constantly changing, which is not permanent. The one which has birth and death. And of course, we'll talk in more detail about what happens to this world on a moment-to-moment basis. And the great Adi Shankaracharya is saying, Jagat Mithya means that is the illusion. So how can we really understand this in the context of Maya? When someone as great as Adi Shankaracharya says, this Jagat is Mithya, this world that we perceive through these senses is actually an illusion. Right now you're seeing me through this physical eyes. Right now I'm recording this using this technology, which is perceptible with my five senses. You're able to see me through these five senses. You can definitely say that I am real. You are real. The wall behind me is real. This physical body is real. Of course. How can we deny that and call this all is illusion? Now, to really understand what Adi Shankaracharya said, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, we need to really understand a very simple story that happened in the ancient times. The great King Janaka, the father of Mother Sita, in the Treta Yuga, in the times of Ramayana, one day he falls asleep and he gets a dream, and suddenly he comes out of the dream and starts to literally panic and say, is this real? Is that real? Is this real? Is that real? And he continues this, and of course the queen comes and all the servants in the palace, they come, and he's continuing to say this. And they don't understand what's going on. He's almost behaving like a mad person. Only two lines. Is this real? Is that real? Now, worrying about this, the queen obviously brings the great wise scholars and sages in their kingdom. And the ancient sage comes there, and he, of course, perceives through his divine vision what King Janaka is actually going through. Now, what King Janaka is actually going through is that he had a dream in which he becomes a pauper. Basically, he lost his kingdom, he lost his palace, he lost everything, everyone in his life, and he's walking on the street and he's starving for food, he's hungry, and he's finding, ways to get some food. And obviously somebody, looks at him and they give him some food. And now he's about to eat the food and he's really hungry, starving. And right at that time, a bird just comes and snatches that food and hits that food and takes it away. And he is speechless, obviously. Someone who is starving and so hungry, he's about to have a mouthful of food, and then suddenly it disappears in front of his eyes and he doesn't know what to do. So in that panic state, he comes out of that dream and he looks around, and of course he's still seeing his queen and his servants and the palace are all there. But the dream is so real, so tangible, so powerful that for that amount of time, he thought that was real. He experienced dream to be so real that he was not sure whether what he's seeing while he's awake is real, or what he's seeing or what he has seen in his dream is real. And that is where the question, is this real, is that real, continued for some time. And this is when the ancient sage calmed down the king and said, that is not real, this is not real, you are real. And King Janaka, of course, being a wise man who is a great scholar himself, who has been really trying to get to the very essence of the ancient wisdom, wanting to realize some of the truths, absolute truths that have been revealed through ancient sages, immediately understands that beautiful and powerful line from the ancient sage who says, this is not real, that is not real, you are real. Now, when he said you are real, what does that really mean? Does that sage mean that this physical body is real? Does that sage mean that this mental body is real? No. The sage really meant that you are real is that your subtle self, your pure self is real. That subtle self is the reality, that underlying pure consciousness, that I with which we come into this world without conditioning, without delusions, without the vices, that pure I, that pure consciousness with which we come into this world is real. Not your body, not your mind. So now if we take this and start to apply to the real world, right now, you can see me. You can see my physical body. Yes, that is one level of reality. But as per ancient wisdom, that this physical body is not the ultimate reality. There is an underlying reality which is pure consciousness, which is that subtle vibration of energy, which is real. Everything else is built on top of that. But we unfortunately do not realize or experience that subtle vibration of pure consciousness, and we think that this body is real, or we think these fleeting thoughts and emotions are real, and we fall in trap. And that trap is Maya. That trap is what takes us on a roller coaster ride in this lifetime and probably many lifetimes. So it is very important to understand what Adi Shankaracharya said was Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. What he's saying is that yes, what you are seeing is not the ultimate reality. The ultimate reality is at a different level of consciousness. Yes, with your physical eyes, you can see this world as a physical world when you are awake. Now the same physical eyes are closed and you are not even aware of this physical body when you go into sleep. And when you are in that dream, you see yourself as a subtle form. Your physical body is completely disabled. Your physical eyes are not functioning. But what is functioning in that state of dream? your mental body, your subconscious mind is functioning in that dream state. And even though the eyes are closed, even though there are no lights, it's all dark, you are still able to see every single detail as crystal clear as you would have seen in a daylight. And we think that is all real. A form of you is created in this dream, a form of somebody else is created in this dream, a palace, a building, a car, a garden, a mountain, a sea, an ocean. All of these are created and make us believe that that is real. Tell me, how many times have you woken up from a dream and felt that it was real? I'm sure many times. And of course, many times we even wake up from the dream in the middle of the night, of course, called nightmares, and we panic. Our heart rate goes up. Our blood pressure goes up. We wake up in fear. We wake up in anxiety, which means that subtle state of mind, that subtle subconscious mind has impacted your body. So it is as real as you are awake. When you are awake, if you had come across a similar painful or threatful situation, the way you would panic, the way you would get anxious and worried, you get equally anxious and worried and panicked in the dream as well. So now you tell me, is awake state a reality or a dream state a reality? They are exactly the same. The day dream and the night dream. And this is where ancient sages have said, the moment you understand that this is not the ultimate reality, and the things that you've seen in your dream is also not ultimate reality, you will be able to start to understand there is another reality. Now, how do you experience that reality? Ultimate reality, absolute reality. This is where 16 years back, when I came to ancient sage Sunita Amma, when I started Sookshma Meditation under her divine guidance, within a few sessions, I have realized. In fact, very quickly, I have understood that this body is actually a delusion. The body comes into this world and perishes. It grows and decays and perishes one day. And this mind, these changing thoughts and emotions are not permanent. What you say is truth today is untruth tomorrow or false tomorrow. True and false keep happening all the time. You think somebody is nice today, next day you say they are not very nice. You fall in love with someone today, and then you of course hate the same person after a few days. But yet we unnecessarily fall, unfortunately, into the trap of these emotions and we think that they are real. But they are not real. Who is real in this? The one who is experiencing, the one who is observing this, that observer, that witnessing consciousness, that I is real. In Sookshma Meditation, I was able to realize that subtle, pure witnessing consciousness where I enter into that state of pure awareness and see this whole world as a drama that is unfolding day in, day out, moment to moment. Whether it is in awake state or whether it is in dream state, both are not ultimate reality. The ultimate reality, as that great ancient sage said to Janaka, is you. You, that inner you, that being. In the human being, the being part is the real you. The human part is delusion. The human part is changing constantly because the human part is made up of this body and mind. And this is the trap of Maya. Now, there are many more examples we can take very quickly about how this Maya traps us. For example, right now, as we speak, as we connect with each other, we are on this beautiful blue planet called Earth. And as we speak, this planet is going in circles around the sun and it is also rotating on its own. The revolution and rotation are happening at a very high speed right now as we speak, but yet we do not feel that we are moving. A simple example of Maya. We think that we are stationary, We do not experience the movement. In fact, not only the earth moving around the sun and earth moving on its own, the solar system itself is moving within the galaxy. And this galaxy itself is moving within the universe. And astrophysicists today know that there are multiple universes. The universe is expanding constantly and contracting at the same time. Now this expansion and contraction are happening as we speak right now. But yet, we do not pay attention or not aware of this ultimate reality. We are stuck in the false understanding that this earth is stationary. But yet, we are moving at thousands of miles per hour in this fraction of moment of our existence. There is one example of Maya. Right now, as we speak, there are millions, billions, trillions, we don't know, of stars and planets that are out there in the universe. And yet, when we see this universe, we forget that. We get caught in our day-to-day life and we forget that we are part of this bigger, grander universe. In fact, the great scientists, astrophysicists, now are able to come to some conclusion, which I'm not sure is going to be permanent. It might keep changing, because what they're observing is the changing universe. And what we are talking about is the changeless inner universe called I. Now, what their observation is that this changing universe, which is all the physical objects like stars and planets and moons of these planets, all of that physical universe, what they're saying is only 0.01% of the entire universe. And of course, nobody knows how big is the entire universe, but based on certain calculations, they have come to this conclusion that this physical universe is only 0.01% of what we see out there. Now, in that 0.01% of all the physical objects in the universe, can you just imagine what is the fraction of Earth's role in that material universe? Probably 0.000000000. I don't know how many zeros you want to put there. That much percentage means negligible fraction. Literally nothing. We are just a blip in this magnificent universe. But unfortunately, we don't realize this, and we create our own universe in our own life. We think that we are responsible for this earth. We are the only people who are the greatest of the great. We build all these false egos in the name of pride, fame, money, wealth, all of these trappers. And we think that we are running the entire universe. I'm sure you have experiences in your own life. We get so upset when things don't turn out the way we want in life. We get upset when somebody doesn't listen to what we are saying. And we go through this roller coaster ride of emotional turmoil and frustration and suffering, without realizing that, of course, there is a greater magnificence out there that is regulating this entire universe. And we are just a small speck in this entire universe. That itself is Maya. Not able to realize this fact is Maya. Same thing with this physical body. We take this physical body for granted. We think it's going to stay forever. But we all know the reality. This body, as we speak, is getting one step closer to perishing one day. Thousands of cells are being created. Thousands of cells are dying as well. Just like the universe, thousands of stars and planets are forming as we speak. Thousands of stars and planets are dying as we speak. Exactly the same way. Within our body, thousands of cells are born and dying every fraction of a second. But yet, we do not realize that. We are blinded by that. We are deluded by that. And that is, again, a simple example of Maya. Because we are not aware. We are not aware of ourselves. We are not aware of the nature around us. We are not aware of the greater universe. Again, it brings back to that subtle awareness. Are you aware of who you are? Are you aware of what is your place in this universe? What is your place in this grandest scheme of things? That awareness is who you really are. When you tap into that pure awareness, that subtle awareness, that pure consciousness, that is the ultimate reality, because this body will perish one day. Mind will perish one day. In fact, the mind that you are using on a day-to-day basis, it's changing. Forget day-to-day basis. On a moment-to-moment basis, it is changing. One moment it feels happy, another moment it feels sad. One moment it wants pleasure, another moment it wants to run away from pain. It is under delusion that this world is made up of pleasures. Not at all. In fact, the great Bhagavad Gita says, Anityam asukam lokam. Means this world is temporary, it is not permanent, and it is not pleasureful, it is painful. This world will never give you permanent happiness. This world will never stay forever. This is transient world, constantly changing, constantly moving. Same with our emotions. But yet, we fall into the trap, thinking that we always want pleasure. There is no way you will get pleasure permanently. Pleasure is just an interval between two moments of pain. Pleasure is always followed by pain. Pain is followed by pleasure. So understanding that reality helps us get out of this Maya. Now, I can keep going on and on with many examples. I think this is good enough for our session today. But what is the origin of this Maya? Now, ancient wisdom goes a little bit deeper into this and says, Maya is trigunatmakam, anirvachaniyam. Means it cannot be explained. You cannot say this is Maya and this is not Maya. Because the moment you say something, this is this, that is Maya. The moment you say this is not that, that is Maya. What is not Maya? You. Your true self is not Maya. Everything else is Maya. Now, if we go into the word trigunatmakam, trigunas means three gunas. Ancient wisdom beautifully has explained that there are three gunas that regulate this world. Gunas are qualities, properties or qualities or characteristics. Now, what are those three gunas? Ancient wisdom beautifully, even Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains wonderfully. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamasika guna. Sattva is the soft, subtle quality, is Sattva. Rajasa guna is that fiery, action-oriented, passionate, is Rajasika guna. Tamasika guna, Tamasika quality is lethargy, inertia, laid back. So these are the three qualities which basically create us. Our creation happens because of these three qualities. And each one of us, as we come into this world, based on our previous births, actions and karmas and all of that stuff that we have performed and accumulated in our subtle body, which is our Sookshma Sarira, based on that, Sattva, Rajas and Tamo, three qualities engulf us, and those three qualities bring us into this world. And our life basically is determined based on which of these qualities is dominant. So we are basically, by the time we come into this world, we are kind of trapped in that three gunas, those three qualities. And that exactly is Maya. And from that time on, you continue to operate in that guna, in that quality. And you think that that is who you are. So for example, somebody who's really passionate, you see in your own friends and family, who wants to go get, who have a lot of fire, who are very passionate, who want name, fame, they want to do something big, build bungalows, have big cars. These are the people who are controlled by the Rajasic quality, Rajasika guna. Now there are some who are very lethargic, lazy, lot of inertia in them, procrastinating constantly, are mostly addicted to a lot of food, alcohol, and they just want to be on the couch, watch movies. We come across those people. That is Tamasika guna. people who are trapped in the tamasika guna. Now there are sattva guna people. Sattva guna are also actually an exact opposite to tamasic. Sattva is a very nice quality, like very soft, mellow personality. People who are very kind, loving, compassionate. But that also traps them because they are trapped thinking that they are that. They think, oh, I am a very nice person. I am a very kind person. But yet, why am I going through this pain? Why am I going through this trouble in my life? Why am I going through this suffering? Because they are trapped in that guna. They are deeply entangled in that quality. So we go through these three qualities in our life. In fact, these three qualities are important. Okay? The three qualities are important. But it is important to know how to use those three qualities instead of those qualities using you. You see this? You need to become a master to use those three qualities. In fact, ancient Sunita Amma says, the moment you know how to use those three qualities, you are liberated from Maya. Because sattva is that calm, kind, loving, peaceful nature. You need that quality when you wake up in the morning. When you get ready, when you are taking care of yourself, you're doing yoga, meditations, all this self-care is all about that sattva guna, so that you build that calm, pleasant personality. Now, when you're ready to go out into the world to do the work and perform your duties for your family, for your employer, for the society, you need fire, you need power, you need energy. You need an active mind, you need an active body. So use that guna, that quality when you're out in the world, when you're performing duties. And then when you come back from work, you want to rest. You want to complete your dinner and you want to get into sleep. You need that inertia, you need that lethargy, you need that state where you want to give complete rest to the body so that it can heal and recharge for the next day. See, if you know how to use these three gunas, three qualities, then you are not trapped. But unfortunately, because we do not realize the power of these three qualities, we get trapped. And you see people say, oh, I am this, and they get stuck in this. Oh, I am like this, and they get stuck there. This entanglement itself is Maya. This entanglement by emotions, entangled by these three qualities, entangled by the thoughts, entangled by this body. All these entanglements cause Maya. So the only way to break that Maya is to become the master. How can you become the master? You can become the master when you realize who is the master. Who is the master here? Like that ancient sage said to King Janaka, you are real. Who is real? That subtle pure consciousness, that pure awareness that is behind the scenes is the master. Everything else is just an image that is coming and going on the screen of this pure consciousness. The moment you realize that, you will be able to navigate through life in a very blissful way. Because we know the nature of that pure consciousness is bliss, permanent happiness. When you have that permanent happiness, no matter what do you get? Perfect health. We know that. Mind and body are tightly related, integrated. So as is the mind, so is the body. If you're always dwelling or grounded in that pure consciousness, in that Brahman, then you are in bliss. Anandam Brahmeti Dvijanat. The nature of bliss is nothing but Brahman. The nature of Brahman is nothing but bliss. Bliss and Brahman are the same. Bliss and consciousness are the same. So you get your health and of course harmony. When there is harmony inside, when can you find harmony inside? Only when you are connected with yourself. Connected with your real self. Your real self, you have to be connected to it no matter what. When you have that inner harmony, it doesn't matter, my dear friends. Outer chaos will not impact you. And of course, that is the very essence of yoga, to develop that state of equanimity. So, to overcome Maya, catch the real pure self. Okay? So let's now do a quick practice of Sookshma meditation. Bring that subtle smile onto your lips. Pay attention to your breath. Relax your shoulders if you feel any tension in your arms or shoulders. Front to back, back to front. Just round your shoulders if you feel a little bit more tension. Right? Rounding your neck. You want to release any tension from your neck. Clockwise 3 times. Anti-clockwise 3 times. Draw the infinity sign with your chin. Slow and subtle, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Keep that smile, keep breathing. Don't forget the breathe and smile formula. Very simple and easy. Always coming back to your presence. Your presence is reality. That is the essence. Your presence is your essence. If you want to release any tension from your head, press your temples. Press your forehead. These are all subtle Sookshma exercises. Press back of your head, back of your neck, chin, ears. Tap if you feel like, bringing your attention to your body. And now, just close your eyes. If you want, give yourself a nice hug, connecting to your heart, connecting with that inner self. Spread that smile into your heart. Give that affirmation for yourself. Take your name and say, I love you, I respect you, I'll take care of you. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. No matter what, I'm always with you, that inner self. Stay there for however long you want. Connecting with that inner self. Letting go of any distractions, any thoughts. Going deeper and deeper into your heart. Staying in the present moment. Remember, past is delusion, future is also delusion. Both are not real. Reality is now. If you are living in the past, you are trapped in Maya. If you are living in the future, you are again stuck in Maya. Present moment is the reality. Moment to moment to moment to moment. If you want, you can come out of the hug, keep the eyes closed. If you want to stay in that hug, stay there. Whatever is comfortable for you. All that you need is your smile and attention on your breath. no matter what. Be inside your heart. Letting go of any thoughts. Most of your thoughts are from the past or the future. Both don't exist. That is delusion. This present moment, moment to moment, to moment, to moment, to moment. In the now, 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 now.